Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. This is the realistic mode and we are slowly building up our new, let's say, republic over here. Yeah, absolutely. That's the word that I'm looking for. I don't know where my snow plows are at. Here's one over there, but they are pretty slow and I'm playing on a pretty slow speed at the moment. I did, in between episodes, update the customs, the improved customs mod. So I reinstalled it basically. And now I believe things are moving all at the same time, which is great. So hopefully things will move a little quicker here and we'll get things done a little bit quicker and we'll get our imports and exports done a little bit quicker. Now, what I'm going to do first is I'm first going to quickly rename the town over here, established 19th of March, 1960. We're going to rename it. Thank you for your suggestions to Kioski. I just think it's kind of appropriate for the channel. So that's what we'll do. And what I'll do is I will rename this area over here to Kioski Industrial, just to make sure we know where they are. Industrial. Okay, so that's just IND. Is going to be okay. Kioski Industrial. And that's going to be this area here. So yeah, if we expand our industry in this area, we'll have that. Now, yes, so naming, thank you for those suggestions. I do appreciate it. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet or hit the like button on this video, please do so now. Okay, now what are we going to do? Things are moving a little bit quicker. We're going to keep an eye on our money, which is pretty decent. And as long as we can kind of keep pace, it's 30 December, so we're going to be about approximately break even this time around. Yep, there we're importing a lot of stuff for some reason. Don't know what that was, but something got imported here. But anyway, that's okay. I don't mind. Look, we're not going to be profitable, but as long as we can be very close to breaking even. And what's quite interesting here is let's really have a look at our finances here. What is quite interesting is that our exports is coming up a fair bit, right? So if we have a look, let's go back, and if we have a look at this year, our exports is now becoming pretty steady, right? Where it's been this, if you have a look down here, which I can't actually point to it at the same time. But what you're going to have a look at the graph down here is we had little spikes of exports. We initially had no exports, then we had little spikes of exports, and now it's remaining fairly consistent. We're getting more and more exports. So each month at least, it seems like we're getting a bit of an export out there. And to be honest, if we're only spending 3,000 or 4,000 rubles a month, it means that we still have a lot of time to go. And there goes another export. So we're probably back up to break even or even profitable. By the end of this month, we're going to be actually profitable. It looks like it. I'm just going to hang on till the end of the 31st of December, till we go over to 1964 and see if we might have managed to show a profitable month. And obviously, we're not doing a lot on construction at the moment. And the more you up construction, the less profitable you end up being. So the more stuff you're building, the less profitable you're going to be. But at least we seem to be holding on in terms of our consumption, which is kind of what I had in mind. Okay, there we go. It seems like that's the new month. So let's do last month. We actually had a net gain of 600 rubles, meaning that I think it's the first month that we were actually profitable. So if we go back, so that's not actually. Can we do that? No, that gives us by weeks. This is years and months. So we actually have to do that and that to say November. November, we certainly was not profitable. 14,000. And then the month before that, October, we weren't 11,000 again, and so on and so on. So clearly, I think this was our first profitable month, which is something that I'm quite happy with. Now, if we say last year, which is 1 January to 31 December, we spent a lot of money. So as you can see, our total balance slowly slipped away. But hopefully we're going to kind of turn that around. And obviously one thing to bear in mind is we are spending money on that loan. So if I have a quick look over here, we've paid a lot of our loan off, right? And we, well, not a lot, but kind of almost like 40% of it. So almost halfway through. Every 30 days we pay 28,000 in this. So really we hopefully the plan is that we should get this one out of the way, because that is a big part of our money costs here. So interestingly enough, here we go, loan interest over there. So if we just go to last month, the loan interest is not that substantial. I think it was only like 2,000 over the course of the month. So okay, it's not that substantial. Okay, let's get back into playing. I'm probably going to go straight into a time lapse to get our road network a little bit more refined. There's just this central section here, that section there, then this section here. And what I would also like to do is probably get another construction facility built in this area, not too close there, because we may build some form of interchange here in the future. But what could be quite useful, yeah, these are all good, is if we build some facility over here somewhere. Yeah, that might be useful to build another construction office in this area. But let's get our well, to be honest, the roads will be pretty quick. So let's quickly do that. Is this under construction? Not yet. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get us to the end of winter. Have a quick look here. Government loyalty is dropping yet again. And let's just have a quick look at pollution. Pollution is looking a little bit better now. And our population, I believe, is dropping. Let's quickly have a look just before we go on. So last year, our population, yeah, as you can see, we actually went up to around 1,500, almost 1,520. And now we've dropped a fair bit. So if we look at last month, yeah, we had more deaths than we had births last month. And I'm assuming that has something to do with has to have something to do with our heating, doesn't it? Let's have a quick look through the basic stats. I'm just going to keep it paused for a second while we quickly look through our basic stats over here. So if we look at whether people are getting food, they certainly are. The 99% mark on food is all good. Health wise, it's actually not too bad. This section over here, I think may have been a little bit affected by pollution. At least I hope that's what it was. Did I bring in new? You see, no one here is uneducated, which makes me think that it may have been caused by something else. Are we seeing anything here? No, just electronics being a bit of an issue. Obviously, we can start importing electronics if we're comfortable that we're starting to make money, and then we can start go back and start building the radio station. Now, obviously, the problem with the radio station is that we don't have enough workers to even come close to manning it properly. And if we wanted to expand our population here, we also needed to do more heating. We'll have a look at heating now. Loyalty, I do wonder why every now and again this drops off. So they have to come and install new listening devices every now and again, it seems. Alcohol addiction is, I think, just is what it is, basically. Cultural enjoyment is pretty good, so people should be fairly happy. Sporting access is also fairly good. Some facilities, I think, still slowly building up because they had some new citizens or something like that coming in. No religious sympathy for the most part, I think. Why do these buildings don't show anything? And then clothing quality is, I think, good enough. It never really goes up well beyond 90. Now, can't visit a doctor. We haven't seen anybody not able to visit a doctor. Lifespan over here is a little bit low, potentially due to the pollution. Now, I don't have a facility to look at pollution at this point in time, so we'll leave it there. Not patrolled crimes, at least none of those are there. Then minor crimes reported this year is just a 1, 2, 3. Oh, plenty actually. This year can't be in the first 2 days. Certainly can't be. Medium crimes and then serious crimes. At least there's not a lot of that going on. Now, if we have a quick look over here, I believe the police station will say if they didn't get to a crime and in the last year, and certainly it seems to be all good there. Now, what I will also do is let's quickly have a look at our conditions at the moment. From a wattage perspective, it seems like we are, and a voltage perspective, I need to switch it on to see it, but I think for the most part, this is looking pretty good. I think we're powering these things fairly comfortably. Now, when we look at the interior heating, we are actually doing a decent job at keeping everything heated at the right level. Yeah, I don't see any big issues with the heating. We're not looking at water pressure or anything like that. Sewage flow. Was just trying to see if we have an overflow going on somewhere. We used to have a little bit of issues with overflow over here in this area. We used to have a little bit of an issue over here, I think, but all seems reasonable. Sewage pollution 52, sewage filling 5%. So all seems pretty reasonable to be completely honest with you. Why can't we see the numbers here? It's kind of showing me. That's an interesting one. Anyway, it seems like it's all good. It seems like it's all good. Even these are being emptied fairly regularly. So I think that's all good. And it does seem to say we do have free flats available at a lot of locations. So that's all good. We can up our population a little bit without building more stuff. And for the moment, our heating is holding on. But certainly, I don't think we can expand that too much. Okay, so I'm going to put the game back into play. I'm going to just get all of these road sections completed. Well, yeah, probably up to about there, and then we're going to connect these and tie them in, and then we'll start construction on this. And the other thing that I'm of course going to try and do is get to the other side of winter. So I'll speed things up, and I'll see you when we've got a little bit more progress and probably a little bit better visibility. Okay, so I'm back, and well, things haven't gone well, to say the least. We haven't been continuing our export windfall. Well, it's not that bad, but it does seem to be dropping, regardless of it being very close to the right number. But anyway, what we need to do is we will, I think, about new construction items over here. We can obviously, I've started work on this one, so there will be work underway over here. On the other gravel road. The gravel road up to here is all good. I think I might leave these as dirt roads for the time being, and we need to really start work on some of these items over here. So I think this one, it is going to be costly, but let's get started on getting this one in place. So we will want workers over here. We work on concrete and components, cranes and materials, dumpers, and roads and paths, because they have some equipment for us over there. So we can start work on that, get that underway. I would like us to, well, we'll need to finish this one off first, get that connected so that we can actually get construction going over here. This construction will need to happen as well, but let's just get started with this one first and see how that goes. What I would like to do is get a little bit of a what is it that I'm looking for? A technical services piece here. A fairly inexpensive technical services facility is what I'm after. 10 tons. I try and gauge it from the steel. 2.9 tons for 3 vehicles. 3 vehicles over here, 2.9 tons. That's too expensive. So yeah, we'll just get a 3 vehicle variety. I think this one over here could do the trick, and I might add it right over there. So we'll place it. Citizens' loyalty seem too low. This wouldn't be assigned to anything just yet. It's not going to be a lot of work to get that done, though. Technical services over here could get that done. Now, one thing that I did wonder about, and I believe there's been a comment on it as well, can we do something with tourists? We've got 11 tourists over here. Can we grab ourselves... Oh, and one thing that I also did is I moved people out of this building, because I do wonder whether that's where we started losing people. I did really wonder whether the pollution here was causing us a little bit of grief, because we did start seeing a massive amount of people dying, actually. If we go this month, it's looking pretty good. Last month it improved a little bit, and the month before that was very problematic for us. So maybe it's just a factor of winter. We certainly had all of our doctors and things doing their jobs. So hopefully it's not going to be the end of the world. We did get the advanced engineering done. Okay, but anyway, just before I get too off track here, and while we've got some other things under construction at the moment, I did wonder a little bit about a hotel. So where would I can't remember where the tourism industry would have really been. Not that we've got much to offer in the line of tourism. Over here, tourism, there we go. A small hotel, 5 tons, yeah, of steel. That's not too bad. We could potentially do that. They don't need much apart from food, meat, and alcohol, which we could serve, and that should be big enough. Let's see if we've got another one. If we go here, modded hotel. Let's see what we've got here. These are fairly large and costly, most of them. I would have tried to do nice hotels. City Hotel, 3-star, 14 tons of steel. That's a pretty small one. 2 stars only. It's got a slightly larger meat storage. I think this one might be the one for us, to be honest. So let's place that in there. 15 tons, 11 tons, and 9.1 tons. And then if we come in over here, that's 5.1 tons, and that's 5.7 tons. I think this one might be slightly better due to its larger meat storage. So I think I'll go ahead and just grab that one and see. I do wonder if that'll actually work. So over here, you will need walkable access. I believe you'll have walkable access. So what we'll do is I'll try and bring it in a little closer. Hang on, let's move it over here and see what we can squeeze in. There we go. If we do a little something over here, we'll definitely get the workers. We'll see what we can do. Alternatively, I'll just put it up on a bit of an angle like that. Yeah, that's actually to be even better. Even better if we do that. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to try and see if... Look, I know they nerfed it quite a lot, so we won't necessarily see the enormous amounts of tourists that we kind of expected to see. Really? Are you honestly not going to be able to fit in there? Overlaps an existing construction. Of what? It certainly should be able to go under there. Let's demolish that. Try that one more time. I believe it should be in here now. Really? Where's my hotel that I liked adding? Go back. Get the modded one. Why? Right mouse click to click and This is remove from favorites. Anyway, we will do a little bit of that. Okay, there we go. We'll get a little hotel going on there. And we'll try and do... Yes, there we go. That's the one that I was after. So now, can we start construction on this ASAP, please? Let's get the dumpers, the roads and the paths, the workers, the cranes, the concrete. Actually, I don't think we need the workers. We'll leave the workers for now. We don't run buses of workers to that. And we'll see if we can't get... Yeah, people are starting to arrive here to come and construct the facility. We do not have any unemployment at the moment. And our population is a little bit tough at... this is what I'm seeing. It's a little bit tough going for our population at the moment. Only 10% loyalty in this building over here. So I do think we ended up putting this a little too close. It probably could have gone slightly further away. Maybe on this side would have been a little bit more appropriate. But yes, I know I wanted to try and make sure that people could walk there. Rookie mistake, of course. Yeah, our money situation is looking dire. It's looking dire. Last month, this month, we're really not exporting as much as I would have liked. Citizen loyalty seems quite low. It's this building right over here. I do hope that our health is going to be a little bit better now. And what's happening with our government loyalty? Still at that 34% mark over there. What is also, I also would like to see what is happening with our, wow, we're really struggling. And I do wonder whether there's an element of aging population. This is coming back up again. What is our average age? No, it can't be an element of an aging population because our average age is so low that it definitely can't be that. If you have other perspectives with regards to why we're losing population at the moment, it seems like we're doing a pretty decent job with healthcare. The only thing I can think of is that this pollution is causing it, and what we could maybe do is move things along a little bit. Let's just have a quick look here. We could move people further away, but we've already got an open building here. If we do have a look at that, maybe not then, because the new people that's moved in here has got a much higher health statistic. That is quite interesting. I know there's only a handful of people living there, but I've got a much higher health statistic overall, which is quite interesting. What am I getting? More vehicles. Yeah, these are kind of messages that we keep getting all the time, so that's okay. I'll delete all of them. Basically saying we don't have the tutors over here, which I don't quite get. It's probably just because the moment even one moves, we start dropping here. So that's part of the problem, I think. And then the low loyalty thing over on this side is quite an interesting one to me. Well, actually, it's coming up. This is coming up quite nicely. These loyalties, not too bad to say the least. Construction should be underway over here. Yes, so we should get this hotel up and running. We do have a little extra bus that's available that we can use to run tourists in and out. I do honestly hope that will help us out a little bit more. It's obviously not going to give us thousands, but every little bit counts at this point in time, just to make sure we're getting there a little bit quicker. Now, let's have a look at what's constructing over here. We're missing gravel. There's a lot of stuff underway here. We're missing gravel in a number of locations. Yeah, so the issue is there's a lot happening. There is absolutely a lot happening all of the time, and especially with our imports of gravel. That the imports of gravel is becoming a big issue. But for us to construct this thing to get our own gravel is probably the right thing to do, to be honest. But yeah, once we've built this thing, we're not going to use a lot more gravel, and I could potentially pause it because we don't actually need it. Shall I suspend it for the time being? Kind of think I'll do that. Let's suspend the construction of that for the time being so we don't bring in any extra gravel. We will use the gravel. Let's just get the rest of this done. We do need that road built, and that'll be the last kind of big piece of gravel that we're going to use. So then we'll focus on getting that oil industry up. And hopefully, but we're getting very close. So I'm not too sure that's going to be really in our favor. I am stressing out over this, about this a little bit. We can obviously get another loan, but we do need to certainly start making money a lot more aggressively. And people have been saying in the comments that the steel industry is not actually is not actually giving me enough income, and I don't do the math, and that's why I don't know that. So at the moment, what is it doing? It's basically saying it takes let's do a very basic one. It's basically saying it's taking 100 tons of coal, and I know it's not the exact calculation. So if we're saying 100 tons of coal and 60 tons of iron to produce 12 tons of steel. So let's just do that and say iron is at 23. So let's go at 23 times 60. That's 1,380. And then we've got 100 tons of coal. Actually, you can probably just do 112 tons of coal. Where is coal? Let's have a look at that. The coal we're getting at 32. That's a lot times 32. Gives us 3,580. So 1,380 and 3,580. Gives us about 5,000, just under 5,000 a ton. Well, just under 5,000 to produce 12 tons of steel. And then if we look at what our steel export is giving us, where is steel? Steel export is giving us, whoa. Yeah, so it's barely, well, at this point in time, at this price that we're currently seeing it over here, the selling price over there. Oh, actually, that's per, no. So we're currently 5,000, just, it's about 5,000 for the cost of it. So if we're then saying 485 times 12 gives us 5,000. So we're making about 800 rubles off of 12 tons of steel. But again, the issue is we're not importing steel, and that's kind of the thing. So importing of steel is even more costly. So no, we're not necessarily making money, but having the steel available and not buying it, I do feel is good value for us. The one other thing that we could, of course, do is get a processing facility in here somewhere. More costs to get that done. And then we don't have to import coal and iron, or coal and or iron, and we can get the ore component of it and process it ourselves. That obviously is an option for us too. Our population is continuing to not do that well, and I do wonder. The health here though is quite high, and I do. I don't know if it is the pollution that's causing that. So honestly, I'm not too sure why we're seeing such a struggling population growth at the moment. Our steel has been delivered. We're waiting for some more bricks and some more boards, and then this thing will be done. And then hopefully we can run some tourists in. Excellent. This is underway. Construction is going along quite nicely. Got a mechanism on here, and we're going to move on to the next stage fairly soon. How far are we with this thing? So this one I will go ahead and just suspend the construction there. And what I would like to do is just finish this piece off. Yeah, we need a little bit more gravel so we can start work there. This is going to be quite costly to get this in place. Oh, and the other thing that we of course need to do is bring power over, because as it stands, we don't have power. Now that's going to be really costly. What can we potentially do? Can we bring in wind power? What is this? Tesla reactor? Is that's a mod? Yeah, for some reason it's probably part of one of the bigger component pieces somewhere. 60 megawatts, 35. Probably not that one. The 35 megawatt hours. How much does this thing need? Things are a little bit. That is 3.9 to run one of them. Okay. And we have what exactly? What is this? Oh, that's chemicals. Hang on. Oil. This one needs 6 megawatt hours. So actually, we could run it from that. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring in. It seems like we can do that. Is that megawatt hour that they're showing there? Hang on. Double check it again. Megawatt hour of power. Maximum though. But that's okay. Even this could work. 15. Right? Hang on. Let's try that again. It's obviously it's obviously a bit of a balancing act that we're here at the moment, just to try and get that done. So that is 6 megawatt hour, and that's only at full capacity though. And this one is 3.9. So 6 and 3.9 gives us 10. So we need 10 to run the very basic stuff here. It's this one. Well, then let's get cracking on that. That'll offer us some initial power here. Let's do that. I'm quite comfortable to make a move on that one. We can start getting construction going on this one as well. Workers, cranes, and materials. Let's just get everything in here. We'll get that under construction too. This is going to the next stage of construction. Our population is barely holding. Everything else is just there. That is looking much better. Since we stopped the imports of the gravel, maybe we can hold on a little bit longer before we need some more stuff. And maybe if we get this up and running, which would be very soon, one more. I mean, you could even make the boards from a little tree over here, man. If we get that in place, then hopefully we can start running some tourists in, and maybe that does offer us something in the line of it. I'm not sure how much we're going to make from tourism. Can we? It doesn't actually. Oh, tourists intended to enter the Republic. Wow, even Western tourists. Not that Western tourists is something we can get at the moment. That's barely holding on. Barely holding on. Can we get? Can we get our boards, please? Oh yeah, there goes another round of steel. So the steel, yeah, it's not making us money really. Oh, because also that calculation that I didn't even consider the power usage. Okay, well, I just want to see. Let's just get this up and running, and then I'll call it there for the episode. There's a lot more work to be done. I'm hoping we can kind of get something up and running here that will in turn provide us a little bit more to go on in terms of exports at least. Come on, can we get those boards in? We're waiting on a little amount of boards, and these boards are not coming to where I want them to be coming. Come on. When we get that hotel in place, I do think the hotel could be cool. We're waiting on the tiniest amount of boards. What I can do is I can up this to high priority and get the boards coming in. Yeah, I should have done that a little earlier. Well, it's kind of barely holding on. If we're not doing a constant supply of gravel all the time, it seems like we may be able to get it there. Now let's just go back. That road should be done. Excellent. So we can start work on the next piece here. Let's connect this up, and what I'll do is I'll start work on this piece. So let's get dumpers out here, roads and paths, workers, concrete and components, and cranes and materials. We'll bring them in here. Our population is just stable. It's all that's happening at the moment is our population is stable. Last month. Yeah, honestly, I don't know why I'm losing so many people. There's no stats around deaths, right? There's nothing that we can get a little bit more information on. And it's not health, though. There is a little bit of pollution. Is it the pollution that is causing that? Let's have another look. How many people in here? Now there's 7. It does seem to drop off a little bit. Yeah, I do honestly wonder if that is the case. Has this thing done yet? There we go. There goes our last boards. Let's get that up and running. And done. So now the hotel is done. We should have people coming to work there. What we can, of course, do is get this guy to also drop off some stuff here. So let's say, buddies, you're going to please drop off here as well. I would rather have a little bit more that and a little bit less alcohol. And so hopefully we'll get some stuff in here. Oh, we've got plenty of hotel staff. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set up this little bus here and say, forget about that route. What we would like to do is please come in over here. You will load up on nothing but tourists. Excellent. And then you'll make your way over here. Yeah, I think that's okay. We could obviously ultimately drop them off there, but let's just drop them off straight at the hotel. And we will unload them in that spot, the Kioski Small Hotel. So let's do that, and let's make a start there. So we'll start getting a few of them in place. I believe we should have a delivery of food items, no goods to sell just yet, but I think we should have some things in place fairly soon. I will also do a little bit more work here. Here we go. Some items there. We'll do that, and I will go ahead and get the construction moving on this one. This will be, I think, roads 2 is what we're after. Thank you, roads 2. And over here, we will need workers to come in, please. So we'll do that. So then that'll work. Now, let's just see, get our first. So we've got everything here that we need. I'm going to keep this well staffed. And then let's just see, as we should get our first little load of tourists at some point. Where is the tourist? There's a little tourist bus somewhere. There it is. I think it's that one. Is it that one? Does it have tourists on board? Yeah, 7 tourists. Let's have a look. I do want to see if once we get our tourists in place, whether that starts kind of generating any form of income. We've got our first tourists in there. Tourism. There we go. slowly. I don't know if it's worth anything, but slowly tourists is starting to pop in. You can sell them some stuff and the likes. Welcome, tourists. Oh my, 51. I'm not sure if it's going to be any. Whoa. Yeah, we are in trouble. We are in deep trouble. I'll have to keep a very close eye to that. I was hoping we'd do a little bit better. Slowly, our population is starting to look like a little bit more stable. Government loyalty has dropped another percentage point. Pollution seems to be less problematic at the moment. Yeah, I do wonder if there's anything else we could do. Let's have a quick look at what we're doing here. Looking pretty good. Do we have construction underway here? Yes, should be. We're waiting on a few stuff. Yeah, so I think probably we're buying some stuff for the construction that is costing us way more than I would like is to cost. But yeah, hopefully we'll slowly start seeing things. Yeah, that's way too low. Yeah, we've had another load of tourists here. Can't get electronics. Yeah, you won't be able to get electronics. I'm not sure if that's going to do anything for us, but let's see. Maybe it helps. Maybe it helps a little bit. Maybe it does help a little bit. Is there anything else here that can actually be pricey for our tourists to attend to? Yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to see how it goes over time. Once we have a full month of tourist data, we'll have a look to see if a small hotel with tourists in is actually doing anything for us. But yeah, I think so we should have a fairly full complement of tourists now. Couldn't get electronics though, but that's okay. Hopefully that's all good. Pricing level. Yeah, well, let's see. What does this say? Average trip rating. Yeah, so we're not doing great. We're not doing great. Expectations aren't high, but we're still not doing great. Construction should be underway at all of at least some of these things. We do need to do the pipes, but yeah, we'll have to sort something out with our finances. It's not looking good. It's certainly not looking good. Yeah, the tourism income is fairly minor. We'd need way more places than that to make that work. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. Yeah, go into the comments and tell me how we turn this around. At the moment, we're probably going to need to take out another loan. I was really hoping a 1 million loan was going to be good enough. Let's just quickly have a look at what the status of our loan is at the moment. We've paid off about half of it. Maximum amount we can borrow now. So we can certainly borrow again. but then we'll need to pretty aggressively. Okay, so maybe if we can get the oil up and running, we can start getting a little bit better at that. We could certainly maybe look at doing our own fabric instead. But yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily in our favor. The interest rate is kind of eating us a little bit. What penalty interest rates? Oh, that's if we don't pay it. We just need to bear that in mind. If we wanted to go and grab another million, for instance, what was our interest rate? 3.2. So I'd added about 3 years that we're paying it off in. Yeah, maybe quicker. I don't know, guys. There's a few things that we'll need to consider in the next episode in terms of surviving. But at the moment, we're offering nice tourist accommodations here for our new visitors into the Republic. Okay, I will see you next time. Bye-bye!